Alright everyone, Mouse here again for another Simulation Gate video. So this week is Fire plus Dark Element. So I already finished my run, which is the Fire. I failed, unfortunately, my first attempt. Oh, I forgot to escape again in time. And then the second one is the Dark Team, which thankfully I was able to complete it, and I'm gonna share you what I learned, what things to avoid here, and how to build your characters this week. So the algorithm of the week is the user's critical hit damage significantly decreases. So significantly decreases. Actually, here in this week, I found that the better approach is to just remove your crits entirely, because your crit damage is actually gonna be lower than your normal damage this time around. So that's gonna be the first adjustment that we are gonna do. So let me just go here and give you some tips. I actually used Esil, although I think anything will do, because Esil actually is not like helping that much aside from a couple of buff from attack and then defense penetration, but I think other units will work as well. Okay, I just did it for the sake of trying. So I finished it with 998k total power actually. So first things first, let's talk about the lineups that you can use here. You can probably use Emma here, although it might be a bit risky, but because the problem here right now is that Esil is actually not helping that much, because she's a breaker and majority of her damage output, aside from the buff of course, okay, she has a debuff, really good debuff, but that will rely on actually breaking the opponent and attacking them during the break state, which is not gonna happen here because the bosses like Choi, there is gonna be Kangtae Shake by the way, and Jinwoo doesn't have a break cage. So in that regard, I feel like it's not that impactful this time around, but I'm gonna suggest some things that you can use on her later, OP things, and shout out to Uso for sharing me those things. I'm gonna share you guys the codes that you can use on Esil later, as well as on everybody. So the problem this week, compared to the light team of course, is that our choices are limited. So for the light team, we can actually go for the core build, basic skill build, ult build, everything's gonna work. So this time around, it's not gonna be the case. So now before we go into the specific codes, let me just go straight into the builds here. So this is the stats of my Suyun. Let's just show this quick. 29k attack, defense penetration build still, crit damage, although I probably should remove that. Well, I don't have much choice because I have crit damage on my gears anyway. So that's okay. We don't need that. And for the crit rate, I think we still have to remove the crit rates. We remove all the crits. Let's find something that doesn't have crit rate. So I think let's just borrow Jinwoo's armor for now. So that's one adjustment that you have to make. So I just did and remove everything that is related to the crit rate. We still have to make Suyun, give Suyun the highest crit rate when we're using Esil, because Esil has that buff. Remember, with the highest crit rate, we'll get the additional attack. For the artifacts, as you can see, I'm using the blessing set on Esil and I'm using the grid set on Gina. Again, the reason why I'm doing this is we want to avoid the crit rate, because the crit rate this week is much weaker than the normal damage. So yeah, of course, just the usual ones. So now let's go ahead and check the relevant codes that we can use here. So for the core attack, avoid the crits, avoid this, don't use this. Infinite core attack is still okay, but this is not the priority. For the boosting, for the basic skills, unlimited or infinite scaling basic skill, good. Cooldown, good. Ignore defense, you probably won't need this, but in case you don't have a choice, like you got a high quality immediately, then you can try to reduce your penetration on Suyun and put it somewhere else. But yeah, basically even the elemental weakness damage is good. Boosting of effect upon entry is also good. So all of these boosting skills, just get whatever damage you can get. So for the ulti skills, again, crit, don't use the crit. Overclock, this is highest priority. Esil's ultimate works with overclock and stun, so you might want to get those. One piece of stun for the control. It's gonna stun continuously during Esil's ultimates. Ultimate reset is also good, so you might want to get that as well with this lineup. And then effect upon entry is quite decent as well. You can use this as well, but not the highest priority. So for the firewall, damage dealt priority. Weakness surrounding is gonna help, but not that much because you don't need to decrease the defense with this lineup anymore. You already have lots of penetration. And then the next one, the crit here, just try to avoid this. Avoid anything that has anything to do with crit. Okay, so for the elemental, this is hologram light, but it's just the same everywhere. So yeah, most of these are gonna be pretty decent. So just try to get one. If you're lucky, you can get it to legendary for that legendary protocol. You only need one to activate the legendary protocols for the elemental codes, but for the rest you need 2 legendary at least. So for the overload, not much here. Nothing you can use here. So for the overheat, for the fire, you need it removes shield, activates some damage. So the utility here for the overheat is not going to be that helpful this time around, but of course you won't say no to the additional damage that it would. Now for the dark team, if you're using Charlotte, Harper, and Isla, or whoever, then you still would want to get the overclock for the ultimate HP and then the damage. This QTE is very helpful for the dark team. So reset is also okay for Harper, I guess, for Isla as well, if once you get the damage proportional to current HP. So the reason why I said it's quite difficult to use the dark team this time around is because if you didn't get any ult related stuff, then it's gonna be difficult in terms of damage. For the boosting skills, yeah, pretty much not impactful, but might help as well in terms of damage. And then firewall, just the usual ones. Avoid the crit, get the stacking damage here. Elemental, still the same. And the game changer here for the dark team is if you are able to get the elemental code, which is gonna decrease the defense of your target. If you get one into legendary, you can decrease their defense by 40% in addition to the almighty damage that it can do. So alright, so that's gonna be it. I do have a guide on codes that I already uploaded, so just in case you want to check that, feel free to do so. And also our new codes are already here: Essence Stones plus SSR Hunter exclusive weapon design. So if you need them, make sure to support me in the SLA content creator program. I'm gonna put the link in the description as well as in the pinned comments. Thanks so much. Alright, let's begin. I'm just gonna cast all of these. Hold on. Sounds too high. Alright. Oops. Okay, so we got one basic skill. That's good. So my priority here for the fire team is to try and reset and really try to get those basic skills, because that's the only damage that we're gonna be able to deal using Suyun. Should we enhance or should we get the cooldown? I think we should get the cooldown so that we can already activate the at least one protocol. Basic skill damage 5 times. Pretty decent, because I think it will count some of the skills that we have as multi-hit. Alright, so basic skill again, but it's crit related, so we don't want that. Try to get... Okay, so we got the cooldown here. I think cooldown is still okay, although it does not decrease the cooldown of the Hellfire of Suyun, so that's one of the problems, but I guess that's okay. Alright. Overload here, activate the break state. They're interrupted for 5 seconds, so we don't need that. We need to reset. Shield, current HP. So we got the overclocked. What? Okay. Got another one. So we're getting close. Let's cast that ult immediately. So this will not deal damage. Didn't proc even once. The fuck. Alright, so this is one of the problems of the fire team. Too squishy. All of them are attack units. So we gotta be careful. And we gotta dodge. Once we get those codes, and we're under the recommended total power by a lot. Huge margin. So we're still doing good. Oops. Let's try to cast the ult. And then maybe QTE here. So this is one of the problems that I mentioned. There's no break state, so most of Esil's skills are kinda useless here. Oops, QTE, iframe. I don't want to repeat this stage anymore. Please don't make a mistake. What the fuck? Oh no! Okay. Nice. Critical hit damage of the user's basic skill by 100%. But we don't need the critical anymore, and we already have two. We already have one legendary, and we just need to upgrade this. And if we try to take this, it's not gonna help. So let's try to reset. Ooh, nice one. Got the infinite scaling one. So we have to get that to legendary quality later. Get here. Let's just try to upgrade it once, because that's pretty much the only thing we need right now. And if we're lucky to get the firewall damage dealt increase, then it's gonna be a lot easier. Just for the sake of test, I think we can. Well, I'll just show you later. Let's just do this first, because we might fail against counting shit. Okay, we got the firewall here. When the user uses basic skill, it activates a core attack for 4 seconds. Let's just try to get this. Right. Should have affected my... Oh no, it's stupid. It's useless. You almost died there. Fuck. No. It's so hard. Okay. Take this one. I forgot to mention that with this lineup, you're not gonna have an effective breaker. Boom. Alright. So nothing here. We can still refresh, I guess. Just hoping to get something that might be useful. How many cores after we have? Nothing here. Just refresh again. And nothing useful. Alright. So let's just get this one. Should have taken the core attack already. Ah, this one's hard. We're under the recommended total power. I think we're not gonna have enough damage now. And Suyun is very vulnerable. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have enough damage. Fucking insane. We're not gonna manual that anymore. We're just gonna continue to switch manually. The problem is... Also, I think that's a bug. I'm just gonna keep on switching. Oof. Made a mistake. Press the ult. I shouldn't have pressed that. Almost there. This is so fucking tryhard. 46 seconds remaining. Please don't make a fucking mistake. Oh no! It's getting wild though. Oh no! I don't know, man. Alright, so when the break state, I think let's just try to take the what do we have here? Let's just get the firewall. Okay. Fuck that. And let's check our codes. Heroic here. Once we get that, then we're gonna get the full legendary protocol set. So that's the main priority. And we're gonna be extremely strong. Data programming check. What happened? Yeah, I think Jinwoo map is bugged this week. So easy. Just have to get past Countation and then it's done. I've been trying it since earlier and haven't fought Jinwoo, if not even once. So maybe that's a bug. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's gonna be it. It's quite difficult this week if you are unlucky, if you don't get the proper codes that you need, then the chances of failing is very high. So just be careful. Or for this week, you can just do tier 14, tier 13. There's not gonna be much difference in terms of the loots, I guess, but in case you have, you're confident. So I'm only using 991777. So this is not a well-built fire unit. You can use, of course, the dark team, but it's still risky. So this week is actually quite difficult because we don't have the OP Thomas Andre lineup this week. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. If you have some tips for other players as well, they might see it in the comment section. Please do let us know in the comment section. You can feel free to share it there to help other people as well. But for me, this is what I know. This is what I have tried for this week. Didn't like Esil here in Simulation Gate, honestly.